we need to take the time to really listen to each other. So I went outside with my son and all of his friends in the front, playing in the street, having a good time. And I had my earbud in because I was going to listen to a podcast that I was really excited to listen to, and it was live. And I had been planning all day to listen to this and super excited. So I had my earbud in and I start my walking, and my neighbor stops me and starts talking to me. And I'm like, oh, I just want to listen to this podcast. And I'm like trying so hard to not be rude and to really pay attention. But I'm like, time's a ticking. My podcast has started now. Now I missed the first 5 minutes. And he kept talking and talking and talking. And finally, he started getting to the meat of what he wanted to talk about, which was something very, very serious and very, very heartbreaking, and a real big challenge that his family is going through right now. And I literally had a moment where I had to just put down my earphone, take my earbud out, put my phone down, and just pay attention, because he needed me. He needed to say what he needed to say. He needed to feel what he needed to feel in the moment. And I realized in that moment, sometimes we just need to set things down and listen to each other. He didn't want any solutions. He wasn't looking for any praise. He wasn't looking for me to fix it. He just really wanted someone to listen. And I think it's really important for us to show up for each other and listen. And it doesn't mean that you're a dumping ground, but it also doesn't mean that we don't show up for each other. I hope I said that right. Doesn't mean that we don't show up for each other. Yeah, that's right. It means that we make a decision in that moment. And in that moment, I saw the heartache and the sadness and the despair that he was experiencing. And my podcast didn't matter at that point in time. And so I think it's really important for us to start paying attention to each other, because I think that's how people slip through the cracks. We are so inundated with our phones and our lives and our text messages and our voicemails and everything else. But the truth is we still need each other desperately, in person, face to face. No phones, no podcast. So it was hard. And then when I realized what was actually happening, there was no way in God's green earth I wouldn't have been there for him to hear that story instead of and pick my podcast over that. Not in a million years. So take a minute for yourself, and if somebody's in need and you really feel a calling to listen or help, do it, because you just may be the one that saves their life. And not in the sense that you save their life, but you give them permission to feel so that they save their own lives. Because I think a lot of times what happens is we just push all this stuff down and we don't feel, and then we explode or we implode, one of the two. So that's what happened today. And there were so many more other conversations, but that one just made a difference in my life. And it made me realize to really prioritize what I'm doing on this planet as much as possible, because you never know whose life you're going to change, because conversations rooted in love change everything. And when I set down my phone and gave up the idea that I was going to listen to my podcast, I was 100% in with him, rooted in love, and hoping that he felt that love too. So here's to all the conversations that are rooted in love and that matter. And I hope that if you have a moment, somebody listens to you, and if you need it, they listen to you, and if they need it, you listen to them, because you never know how you're helping someone. All right, love you all so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.